Prakhar Gupta is the champion. And look at that reaction. That's his. He jumps in knight to d7. And it does feel a bit scary because it attacks the rook. It's also planning to come to c5. And I think in some ways, this is good news for Joel because he will get rid of this knight on e4. Takes and d takes c5. But now bishop takes b2, queen takes b2 and dc4 is a free pawn. So, he first takes on c4, bishop g7, king g7. And now if you play queen c4, I can take the pawn on a3 directly. And if you play rook takes c4, the same thing, a3 hangs. So, Joel goes rook c3, defending here. But I guess this now allows rook d3. Can Prakhar find it? You know, one thing that I've noticed about Prakhar in this entire matchup is his ability to play such moves which are very professional in nature. Rook d3. He doesn't miss them. Rook d3 is a powerful move, and now queen to b2 by Joel, trying to line up on this long diagonal. So king g8 goes back. And maybe h4, h5, h6 could be an idea. That's a possible way to play. He goes pawn to e4 and now doubling down the d file. You can see Prakhar feeling very confident here. He is close now to winning COB, but he was even closer in the previous game. So, takes, queen takes, and now maybe b5 is a nice move. He goes rook d3. But this kind of allows the white queen to go in, and it's a risky proposition for both sides because once the queen comes into f6, and he plays it, a3, b4, c5, everything's going to hang. But on the other hand, Joel now says, I'm going f5 next move and I want to checkmate you. So it's as simple as that. So the best defense is to take the pawn, which is tough. He pushes f5 and he takes e takes f5. E takes f5 and now a very important move, queen c3. That's the defense that you need to find. But he goes queen b4, a blunder, because now fg6, even if you take this with a check, I simply go king h1 and you are busted here. Fg, queen f7, king h8 and rook e1 with a mate coming in here, which is super dangerous. But he goes queen e7, giving his opponent a chance, and that chance is queen d2. It's again a very tricky move, queen d2, and it might seem like there's a mate here, but somehow the king is safe on the g5 square. I mean, it's super difficult even for a grandmaster now to analyze this position. So definitely can't expect Prakhar to find the right moves. fg6 is winning now, but he goes f6 and blunders. You know, queen d4, beautiful move. fg6 was just game over. fg6, fg6, rook f8, mate. That was just a very quick decision by Joel. He didn't wait for it. King h1 and now queen d8. Prakhar finds the defense and he is winning this. Again, queen takes b7 taken by Joel, c3. Important move to kind of start deflecting the white pieces so that you can win the f6 pawn. And he goes queen d7. And suddenly the position has equalized. The best move is rook e1. If you take the queen, it's a mate. But instead he goes for a check, queen d8. And now picks up the c6 pawn. But Prakhar is not pushing his c pawn. He's going for this repetition while Joel is cleaning up the pawns. And now Prakhar has to be very careful because the pawns have become equal. He goes queen d7, but again queen a8 and rook a1 should win. I mean, his idea is linked to sacrificing a rook here, queen d8 and rook b1. This should be game over. But he goes queen b7. And Prakhar goes queen d7, c6, a mistake because now rook takes h3 is a draw. This is what Prakhar was waiting for all this while. Joel wasn't allowing it. But white is winning in all lines except rook h3. And you can see Prakhar just calculating it fully. Rook takes h3, beautiful move. And if g takes h3, queen takes h3 is a draw with a perpetual back and forth. And king g1 is the only move, but check comes in and now rook f2, queen d1, rook f1, queen d4. It's a draw. Queen d4. And Prakhar has made it. A draw is enough for him to win the title in this Armageddon. It's by the rules. It's what they agreed upon before the game. And there you have it. Prakhar Gupta is going to be the COB Revival champion. And Joel, you could see him there hanging his head. Handshake coming in. And yeah, it's a draw. There's nothing left. And look at Prakhar. He's calling the arbiter. Rook f1, queen d4, a draw agreed. Prakhar Gupta is the champion. And look at that reaction. That's his happiness. He's clearly the better player today.
Whoa!